So in the previous, as we have started in the previous lecture, this discussion, you can easily tell me the initial conditions of this circuit will be at t is equal to 0 minus the current is 0, and at t is equal to 0 plus the current was again 0. As inductor has having property, it doesn't allow sudden change across it in current. Okay, so if we talk about at t is equal to infinite, or you can say at steady state, the current I will be is equal to, like at steady state, inductor behave as a short circuit. So inductor will become a short circuit, then the current across this inductor will be is equal to V by R. So these are the initial and final condition of the circuit, and we will use these equations while solving our problem. Okay, so now let's apply a KVL over here and try to find out what will be the current after switching the circuit. Okay, for now I will go in much detail. Okay, as in the previous lecture you guys was unable to understand the shortcut trick, and I will again tell you about that shortcut trick, because that will be very helpful while solving the problems. Okay, so for now I will go in little detail, so have patience. Okay, so it will apply KVL over here. So your KVL will be given by V minus IR and minus L di by dt. L di by dt. So from this equation, what I need to find? I need to find I. To get the value of I, what I need to do? I need to just rearrange the equation in the form of I and D, so that I can get the equation in terms of I and D. So what I will do? For that I will do like I will just take this di, like if I take di by dt in one side, so you will get di by dt is equal to V minus IR divided by L. So you can write this equation like is equal to 1 by L, or you can write it as V by L minus R by L times I. Okay, so now I can what I can do, I can just rearrange, like take dt in the other side and the component of I over this side. So if I'll do that, what I'll get like di divided by this term, and this term will be is equal to, okay, you can write 1 by L, and you can write V minus R I, and you can write it's equal to dt. So if you will write this equation in this term, then if you will take the integration on both sides, what you will, if you will take the integration on both sides, like this is the constant 1 by L, so you will get L over here. 1 upon 1 by L will be is equal to L. And if you will take the integration of this term, your integration will be is equal to like logarithmic term. It's like 1 by integration of 1 by AT. The integration of this is given by, you all know that, I'm just repeating these things, log of AT, and you have to divide this constant like 1 by A. Okay, so over here this term is V minus Ri, and minus R is the constant. So I have to divide it by minus R. So this will become L by R minus, okay, and you will get the term log of V minus Ri is equal to T and plus a constant. I hope you know about this, why we are using. I think I don't need to discuss about this. So this is your T plus K. This is the your term, like minus L by R log of V minus Ri is equal to T plus K. Hope everyone got this. Is there anyone not able to understand this equation? Okay, by considering that you all got this, Now what we can do to get the value of this constant, what we can do, we can apply these initial conditions. We can apply this initial condition over here. So if we'll apply initial condition over here, let me go to the next slide. Okay, and I will take this equation. So our equation was, okay, let me take that equation from previous slide. Minus L by R minus L by R log of V minus Ri is equal to T plus K. So if I apply initial condition, your initial condition is at T equal to 0, your current is 0. Your current is 0. So just put these values over. So what you will get? You will get minus L by R log of V, as you will put I equal to 0 over here, you will get only V is equal to, and T equal to 0, so you will put T equal to 0 plus K. So you have got the value of K. The value of K is, so let me write it again. The value of K is minus L by R log of V. So this is the value of your constant. So now you can put this constant in this equation, and then you will get the equation like minus L by R log of V minus Ri is equal to T minus L by R log of V. So now if you will rearrange the equation, if you will take this term over here in this side, so you will get like V by R, or you can say L by R minus of, you can say minus of L by R, minus L by R log of V minus Ri plus L by R log V is equal to T. So now if you will see that these are the logarithmic, and here your L by R is common, so you can take L by R as a common from here. So let me take minus L by R common from this equation. So if you will take minus L by R common, so what you will get? You will get log V minus Ri divided by V is equal to T. So now if you will take like this term over here, so you will get log V minus Ri divided by V is equal to minus R by L times V. So now to rid of this logarithmic term, you have to take the exponential on both. So if you will take exponential, you will get V minus Ri divided by V is equal to e raised to minus R by L times T. Okay, so now to get the value of this I from this equation, okay, now again I will take this equation in the next slide. So V minus Ri divided by V is equal to V, what was the equation? E raised to minus R by L times T. E raised to minus R by L times T. So now from here you can write that V minus Ri is equal to V e raised to minus R by L T. Or you can write this equation like, if you will take this Ri term over here and this term over here, so you will get Ri is equal to V minus V e raised to minus R by L times T. So if you will divide it R from here, so you will get I. Your I will be given by V by R minus V by R e raised to minus R by L times T. So this is the complete procedure to find this response. but it seems little lengthy, and it seems like if you are solving this problem, so it will be time consuming. So that's why we usually not prefer to go in this. Okay, so again, you can take same problem over here, and we can start with that equation. That equation was V is equal to IR plus L di by dt. Okay, so now you can rewrite this equation in terms of di by dt, and this is the standard format of writing your differential equation. Di by dt plus R by L, just I'm dividing this equation by L, is equal to V by L. Okay, so now this is the standard equation, and this is known as voice is lagging. Oh. Okay, now voice is clear. Monica, now voice is clear. Okay, so this di by dt is plus this is our standard equation. Now how we'll proceed with this? Now we can rewrite this equation in more standard way. Like the most standard way is like we can write this as di by dt plus pq or pi is equal to q, where you can easily tell me like what is the value of p. Here in this question your value of p will be r by l, and the value of q will be v by l. Okay, so now this is our standard equation, and I hope that you all knows the final solution of this equation. This is your non-homogeneous equation, and the solution of this non-homogeneous differential equation is, now I'm writing just the result. Okay, so the result is that I at any time t will be given by, actually it is like, okay, let me write an intermediate step like CF plus PI, the complementary functions and particular integral. Particular integral is nothing but the steady state condition, and CF is nothing but the transient condition, or the response of the homogeneous equation is given by CF, and the rest of is given by PI. So the value of CF can be achieved by only this equation. Like if you will take di by dt is equal to, sorry, di by dt di by dt plus pi is equal to 0, then the solution of this equation means solution for this will be like I is equal to a times or any constant times e raised to minus pi, or sorry, minus pt. So this will be the solution for this homogeneous equation. Now to get the value of pi, the equation is that this is your value of CF, and the value of pi, the value of get like I is equal to e raised to pt, then integration of q times e raised to minus pt. So this is the complete equation of pi. Okay, and this is nothing but the steady state response. And if you will solve this directly, you can get, if you will solve this, what you will get, like q is your constant, so if you will take q, so q will come out, so you will get q outside, or okay, I think it's minus pi. Okay, minus pi is over here and plus pi is over here. Okay, so you will get like q by p from this equation, q by p. So q will be taken outside, and you will get e raised to minus pt, and pt, if you will take the integration of it, the p will come in divide, and you will see that here is minus pt and here is plus pt. So if you will add these two, means multiply, means that they will get added, and if you will get these two added, means they will get 0, e raised to 0. E raised to 0 will become 1. So you will get q by p over here. So this is the steady state response. or this is nothing but the steady state response. So you can get this steady state response from this equation, from this circuit, as even as in the first slide we have discussed it, like what was the your steady state current. A steady state current was that inductor was become short circuited, so our current was V by R, so we'll get V by R. So you can get directly, like for PI you can get directly from the steady state response. You can take the steady state response directly. So if you will apply steady state response, what you will get, or you can use this method by using this formula. So you will get like P by Q by P. So Q is your V by L. So V by L divided by R by L. You will get V by R. So you can use any of the method, any of the process. So hope you got your CF and PI. Is there is anyone not getting this this value and this value? Is there is anyone not getting this these two values? Okay, okay, got it. Okay, if you got it, then let's go ahead with next slide. Okay, I have taken a sorry. So I have to erase this and I have to start on this only. Okay, so now let me start by taking this value, and your value is like we had got like I is equal to CF plus PI, and your CF is your A means, or you can say this is your A times e raised to minus PT and plus V by R. So V by R was the steady state value. Okay, now the question comes, what will be the value of this A? To understand or to get this value of A, the value of A will be given by taking the initial conditions. And your initial conditions are like I is 0 at t is 0. So you will put this initial condition over here, you will get 0 is equal to A e raised to 0 will become 1 and plus V by R, where V by R is nothing but your steady state response. So to get the value of A directly without using this equation, you can get the A value directly, like, and your A value is nothing but, you can observe from this relation that this is the value of I at 0 plus, and this is the value is I at infinite. So this is the value of I at infinite. So we have got this value of A. Value of A is given by I at 0 plus minus I at infinite. So by having this equation, we can get the relation over here. So now to get this value, what we can have I is equal to if you'll put the value of A over here, you will get I 0 plus minus I at infinity e raised to minus pt, and the value of P was R by L. So you can put that value over here directly, R by L times T, and plus what is VR? VR is nothing but I at infinite. So this is your standard equation, or you can say this is the equation we can use directly. We can just remember this equation and we can use this relation directly to solve any kind of problem, to solve any problem with having these values. Over here, even we can more you can say summarized it, like we can write this L by R by L can be written, this equation can be written in this form as well, like I is equal to I0 minus I infinity and e raised to minus t by tau. Okay, so this is like in bracket, like this is in bracket. Okay, so this is e raised to minus t by tau plus I infinity, where this tau is nothing but the L by R, which is also known as time constant. This value is known as time constant. Time constant. This tau is nothing but time constant, and it is given by L by R. So to get the current of any circuit, what things you are requiring? You require only I at 0 you require I at infinity, and you require only this time constant. So if you are having these three values, you can get the current at any time. You can easily find the current at any time by having this equation. So if you will be having this equation, you don't need to do all that calculation. You just need to remember this equation. So if you are able to understand this equation, so you can find current at any time. Okay, have you got it? Everyone got this or not? Okay, is anyone not able to understand about these equations? Okay, okay, so most of you giving me that you got it, so we can move ahead with these equations, and now again we will try to find out some more details about this circuit. Okay, so now let me take this equation again. So now I will take this equation again, and now I will try to find out few more details of this equation. Like I'm having this equation like I at t is I at 0. Can you tell me what was your I at 0? It was 0. I at infinity was V by R, and e raised to minus t by tau. And what is your tau? Tau is your LR. Tau is your L by R. So you will take L by R means t divided by L by R. So you will get R by L. So you will get it like R by L times t, and plus V I at infinite, and I at infinite is V by R. So this is your final response of this circuit. So you will get like IT is equal to, if you will take V by R common from this equation, you will get V by R 1 minus e raised to minus R by L times t. Or in short, if you will take if you will write this equation in terms of tau, so you can write this like e raised to, okay, let me rewrite it. IT is equal to V by R 1 minus e raised to t by tau. Okay, so this is your current of this circuit. So now what we can do, we can even draw the graph of the circuit, and now we will observe how the current is varying with respect to time in this circuit. So as we had already observed that at initial stage the current was 0. So if we are talking about current with respect to time, so at initial stage, if we talk about from this equation, like at t equal to 0, the value will be 1, and 1 minus 1 will become 0. So we'll get it is equal to 0. So we'll get over here is 0. Similarly, we will take at t is equal to tau. At t is equal to tau, so we'll get 1 minus e raised to minus 1. Similarly, if we'll, so you will see that as we go ahead with the time, the value of this term will get increased. Sorry, will get decreased. And since at t equal to 0 the value was 1, and it is getting decreased up to 0, or sorry, up to 1. So at t equal to infinite, this value will become 0. So this value will become 0 means the overall current will become V by R. Okay, so let me repeat this term again. V by R, this is the current at this circuit. So now at t equal to 0, the current is at t equal to 0, this value will become 1, and 1 minus 1 will become 0. So we'll get current 0, as we already know that the initial stage of this circuit is I is 0. So now if as we move ahead with the time, it will take t equal to tau. At t equal to tau, your equation will be V by R 1 minus e raised to minus 1. At t equal to 2 tau, you will get 1 minus e raised to minus 2t. or minus 2. And similarly, if you will take e raised to t equal to 5 tau, so you will get 1 minus e raised to minus 5. So if you will get this value, you will get around 99.3, means 0.993%. So you will get an equation like this. You will get a graph like this. So this is the value at V by R. This is the final current and this is the maximum current this circuit can achieve. And this is your V by R. So we got the current in this format. So similarly, if we got the current, we can also get the voltage. As we know that to get the voltage across this resistor, again let me tell you, now this voltage is going to be not constant. Even there is a resistor, but since the current is varying, your voltage will be also varying. Your voltage will be also having an exponential expression on this. So if you will try to find out voltage across resistor VRT, so the VRT will be nothing but R times IT. So you will get like you will just need to multiply with R over here. So if you will multiply it, so you will get V times 1 minus e raised to minus t by tau. So means you will get VRT will be similar, but the only difference will be like here the maximum voltage will be V. So you will get V 1 minus e raised to minus t by tau. Now if you want to find the voltage across inductor, VLT, the voltage across inductor will be given by that V by so you need to take the differentiation. Okay, so you just need to write L d I by dt, d I by dt. Okay, so just you need to take the differentiation of this equation. So if you will take the differentiation of this equation, you will get the total value. Okay, so let me take the differentiation. So if you will take the differentiation, you will get L times, and this is the constant term. So just take this V by R outside. So you will take V by R outside, and differentiation of 1 will be 0, and the minus of minus. So because you will get minus from this equation, you will get minus 1 by tau. So you will get total 1 by tau, e raised to minus t by tau. Okay, and what is your tau? Tau is your L by R. Tau is your L by R. So if you will put over here L by R, so you will get L over here, R over here, L by R. So you will see that your R and R will get cancelled out, and L will cancel out, R will cancel out. So you will get V LT is equal to V times e raised to V times e raised to minus t by tau. Okay, so you can observe, like if you will draw the graph for this, means voltage across inductor, what you will get? VL with respect to time. So you will observe that initially the voltage is V, total voltage is V, and as you will go ahead with the time, as time increases, this voltage will get decreased as this exponential term will decreasing. So you will get like current voltage across inductor is getting decreased, and at steady state what will happen, that the voltage across this inductor will become 0. So from this relation you can satisfy that your at steady state your response is getting to 0. So we'll get 0 response or 0 voltage across the inductor. So if you will observe that the total voltage remains same, the total voltage, as you all know, that total voltage cannot be changed because there is a source. So at any time you can calculate the total voltage and you will find that the VR plus VL will be always equal to V. You can observe from these two graphs as well. Like if you will take any time t, at any time you will observe that the total voltage will be equal to V. Since this value is V, this at this time you will find the equation was this. So this will be the voltage at this time, and at the same time if you will observe that the voltage is this much. So if you will add these two, you will get the total voltage will be always V. So total voltage is not going to be changed. Total voltage will be always same because these are connected in series. So in the case of series, you will find that your KVL will be always followed in the